This is me, Sarah, also known as Yubby, and this is my RISE model for self-evaluation for my RMC class with Shannon Gillett. Hey, Miss Shannon! Well, there's 4 parts of this RISE model, and it's reflect, inquire, suggest, and elevate. For reflection, you basically I talk about my attitude and logic and behaviors that influence my performance overall in this class. Basically, when I began, the research media class, I thought that I would be going into a whole bunch of reading and just knowing um, the ins and outs about media, basically knowing the technical side, kind of getting the graphs. I knew I had to do something with graphs, so that's what I came in thinking about. I wanted to avoid writing an analyst, and I wanted to avoid writing analysis because basically I couldn't really put my own opinion in. I'm somebody that likes to describe in a way where I can understand it, in a way where it's kind of coming from me. I had to learn how to basically put aside what I thought and actually tell forth what's happening word for word. Not not so much how word for word, but basically in my own words tell you exactly what's happening. So I had to kind of put my opinions aside. Um, Inquiring, step 2, part 2. It says, what concepts, techniques do I still need to learn about to gain mastery of the material? How do I know? Ask myself. I definitely say that I need to know how to take directions well. When I say take directions well, Shannon, as you know, I get almost everything but the main source or subject. I really am ready to go and get things started, but I don't read everything through. So I think if I take a time out to myself and not always in a rush to get something done, actually take my time and understand what's being done, I'm sorry, I'm moving the camera, but what's being done and what's being analyzed and what's being talked about, just so I can get better research. I mean, if I don't take the time out to understand what I'm talking about or what I'm looking after, there's no point for research because obviously I don't know what I'm talking about, you know? Suggestions. It says, what could I have done differently to improve my performance or contribution? Like I said, take time out to understand what it is I'm doing. Like with the mock-up, I enjoyed it and I understand it. Don't get me wrong, I understand most of the things that we talk about. It kind of hits me last minute when I'm sitting down and actually giving myself time to do it. That's another thing I need to work on. I don't need to wait last minute. Of course, if I have 2.5 days to do it, I should get started on it right away versus taking my time to do it. I mean, I do a good job, but I can always clean it up. I don't have to. Every time I had a 95, I kind of got irritated because I was like, why am I not getting 100? And then it's like the minor details, like spelling. I mean, there's spell check on the computer. Why am I misspelling words, So it's like little things like that I need to work on. I think I need to work on. I noticed that I need to work on. Another thing is getting creative. I need to be a little bit, I need to open my mind up a little bit, not to be so settled in, not to be so closed in. I'm being careful right now. I really don't have a reason why, but I do notice it, and it's not yubby. I need to be more open. It's been 8 months since I've been here. I need to kind of, there's times and places where I need to be more descriptive, detailed, and things of that sort, but I have to cope with it being by the book and not so much of what I want it to be. So that's my suggestions. And to elevate, how will I approach similar situations in the future? How does this experience inform my professional objectives? Okay, so for similar situations in the future, of course, when I hear research now, I will, like I said, take time, take initiative. I, for one, think I do a good job in leadership. If you're working with me, I like to work with people, so I know when I'm working in groups that, like I said, I have to stay very open-minded and aware of other people's suggestions and so on and so forth. And for the future, if I come across something that I don't understand, I won't wait so last minute to ask about it. I mean, people love questions. You ask to know, to be better, to learn. So I shouldn't really be scared of an outcome or anything. As far as this experience informed my professional objectives, I ultimately want to be involved with nonprofit organizations. Right now, it looks like the leadership role that I would be taking is project management. I like that role, and I am learning a little by little with the assistant producer from the radio show. I enjoy it, although I do want to be more hands on. I do want to be more involved. So with this, I could take this research to another level. I can get this data, I can get the results with the surveys that really helped me out, because I got to take my products and consume it and talk to the consumer. Well, not my products, but I get to see how a company realizes, or how a company learns about their product, how a company learns about how well it's doing, how negative it's doing, what positivity is it bringing out. Is it doing its job? Like what keeps the people coming back, So I'm really grateful for that, and I feel like with what I want to do in life after I graduate from full, so what masters I want to go to, everything for my future, for my professionalism, that learning the background and the ins and outs of research media communications really helps me for my future. It really sets boundaries and standards, so I'm really appreciative of that. And overall, Miss Shannon, I enjoyed your class and I had a good time. You were very, very creative. You kept the class on their tippy toes. You brought fun facts in. The videos that we watched were very informative. Overall, I enjoyed your class, and your daughter made some good cookies. So, thank you, and I hope you have a good weekend, 4th of July. Happy Memorial Day. Bye.